Right, hello, I'm Debs. This is Debs Made This, and this is Friday Sews, but on a Saturday. Right, so I'm having a bit of a nightmare with my recording, but we'll just crack on again. So I'm going to show you what I've made, some fabric that's arrived, some patterns that I've got, and share a bit of news if that's okay. So if that interests you, just stay tuned. So what I've made, I'm cracking on with my November-ish plans. I shall put a link to those up there. I've made the skirt from the wool fabric. I have made this Walter wrap top, and I've also started on my Isca shirt. So the Walter wrap has come on okay. I had to make some tweaks to that. I'll go over that in my November makes probably, but essentially this just turns over the wrap of this. So I've added some clear elastic to it to try and stabilise the neck of it. And I can't quite decide whether this should go above the boob, on the boob, or below the boob. Any thoughts? Put them down below. But you kind of need to decide before you sew it up because of where the that wrap attaches into the side, and I hadn't quite, so it kind of is in between, which is probably better in terms of appropriateness for various situations. But yeah, it's just not quite right. And it looks very nice with the skirt. I had a bit of this fabric left over, so I whipped out a tried and true. So that's a Rowan tee, slightly chopped off, and with kind of above elbow but longer than short sleeve, with a Deb Made label. Yeah, so that's useful too. I just thought as it gets a bit cooler, sometimes you want something on that top part of your chest to stop you getting too chilly, don't you? This is the Marilla Walker Isca shirt, which is an additional pattern that comes with the Marilla Walker Isca shirt dress, which kind of stops there and then has a skirt with some nice pockets on it. Liking this pad fabric, there has been a bit of a pig. I did do the spray starch. I make my own spray starch from cornstarch. I've said this before. And whether it was just getting to the end and it didn't have as much cornstarch in, I don't know, but it didn't do its normal trick. This has been shifty as. I mean, obviously, I've been cutting the stripes in every different direction, so I shouldn't really be surprised that some of it stretches out, should I? But there you go, it's getting there. It just needs buttons and buttonholes. It has these cute little cuffs. I have a Jaeger shirt that has a really similar cuff, and I wear that all the time. It's in a gingham check, and so I was quite interested to see if I could recreate that. But I'll do a review on that one when it's done as well. But I think it's going to be a really useful piece in my wardrobe. It's just been an absolute what's it to sew. But there you go. Next, I'm hopefully going to do those Arthur pants, which are sitting there looking at me, but I might get diverted because some fabric arrived. Well, obviously I bought the fabric, but it felt like it just arrived. You know, sometimes that seems to happen. There were a couple of companies, one I've used before called Cow and Giraffe. And they are, I think they might be a Yorkshire company actually, but there you go. Anyway, so look at this beauty. So this is an art gallery wide backed cotton. So you're supposed to use it for like the back of your quilts. But I just thought it was so beautiful. It's like in this really deep tealy colour with a cream print, so it's not white. So it's just I just thought it was lovely. It's really wide because it's meant for backing quilts, so it's 227 or 230 centimetres wide. So I've got 1.5 meters length of that width. So I'm thinking that should be plenty to do whatever I decide to do. And because I kind of had a vision in my head, I bought a coordinating. You see that? It's from the Duval range, both of these. But that's a coordinating one which has got just this really subtle print on it. So I thought if I make, I've lost my piece of paper. That's because I've recorded so many times. There it is, right. I thought if I make the Joe dress, then I can do that binding stuff in, and you need about 7 meters, I think it said. But I can do that in this coordinated fabric. So I thought, well, then I'm prepped. And if I need to do the binding, then I can. The other thing actually that I thought it would be really nice as is a Hallie jumpsuit, or it's like looks like a dress at the front and it's a jumpsuit at the back. That's a really nice pattern as well. But I think you just kind of want fairly simple lines because it's such a kind of graphic, dynamic print. So there you go. Let me know what you think. So the other company I got fabric from is Lush Cloth, and I can only show you 2 of the 3 because the other one's in the wash. But there is, this is a Pigeon Wishes Tencel Twill, I think. It's really nice, actually. It creases like the devil, but it's a combination between being kind of fluid drape and kind of feeling heavy, that kind of Tencel does sometimes. They only had a metre of this left. I think it might be just over a metre. But my plan for this is to make either the Cali shirt or like the short version, because I made one of those years ago and I've never made another one, or the Marilla Walker Nautilus top, which I made one of. I'll put a picture of that in there. That's currently my pajamas, because it was kind of, it's not very good colour on me, the pink that fabric was, but I just quite liked it, so I wear it for pajamas. But yeah, I thought this would look really nice with that kind of current module of greens and blues that I'm sewing, and would be one that you could wear all year round. I kind of had a vision of it with a red and white striped fitted t-shirt underneath it, like a long arm fitted t-shirt underneath, and then a pair of like Bob's or Arthur's or something on the bottom. So yes, I'm excited to sew that one up. That's one that might kind of skip the queue. Now the other one, so there's one, as I said, there's one upstairs. It's a Mind the Maker moss green, like jersey, like Tencel jersey, I think. Anyway, it's lovely, but that's been washed. And then this is the other one that came. So I was kind of expecting this to be slightly lighter weight than it is, because it was described as suitable for shirting. When it is suitable for shirting, it's got a puppy dog paw print on it, which is very helpful. But it's definitely got a texture to it, this fabric. And so I quite like it, but it's got kind of more heft to it than I was expecting. The stripe goes on the cross grain, so the stripes are cross. But what I thought I could do is to use it on the cross grain and do some pajamas for Christmas for people. Gosh, there's puppy paws all over this. Yeah, so I'm going to make some pajamas for Christmas, maybe for people. The other pattern that I recently bought was the Twig and Tail Breeze, maybe, like a shirt pattern, because they had a sale on. And that would be really nice in this, actually. So it's a men's pattern, so that would be for Mr. Debs Make This, I suppose, is how I refer to him, isn't it? Paul, anyway. Right, I've got some patterns to show you. So none of these are new or exciting. Oh, although there is a new and exciting one. So I was quite tempted by the Style Arc Queenie, the picture. It's very like the Fabric Godmother Peony dress, but then it's got kind of more options. I just don't quite know if this is my style or not. I know there's some people have made some really nice ones, especially Alex Judge. Oh, wow. Such a nice thing. Such a nice dress. I've got to show you. I've got a copy of the Miette dress skirt, which is a Tilly pattern, which I got from the thrift shop, which is a really, really old pattern. In fact, this is the pattern that made me want to learn to sew. So a lady at work called Tracy came in wearing this dress, this skirt, and I was like, oh, I love that. And she said, I made it. And I went, what? That's awesome. I would have learned to do that. And so that must be like 10, 11 years ago. Yeah, so Tracy and her Miette were why I learnt to sew. But there you go. I got this one. This is a Jean Muir. If you were watching, I went to a Jean Muir. I went to a Little Black Dress exhibition, and there was a Jean Muir there. So this is an older Vogue pattern. What does it say on it when it's from? It's 1970 something, I think. I can't see it, but it is a Jean Muir. I should show you the line drawings, but you'll probably not be able to see. But I'm probably not going to make the dress, but I want to make the top, and especially see this. Oh, sorry, too many things. This last here in the cream one, I kind of have that in my head, so that might be happening at some point. I have another Vogue one, and I really like this with the square neck, the version A. I shall show you the line drawings again. I'm not sure if you'll be able to focus. I'll put a clip in if you can't. But again, I quite like all of those apart from that one with the frill at the back. But that long line one is kind of what's in my head, so that may well be happening. And then I bought from eBay. Why do I do this? Which is the assembly line. Now, the assembly line has so many lovely patterns, and I'm really tempted by the aesthetic, but they're like bone crunchingly expensive, like 20 something pounds for the pattern, and like nearly that for the PDF. So this was £10, and it isn't quite what I thought. I thought it was the cuff sleeve dress, but it isn't. It's the cap sleeve dress. But it'll kind of give me an idea. This was listed as being cut to one size, but not all the pieces are cut to that size. One of them's cut a bit smaller, and I'm not quite sure why. I did email the seller and ask, and she didn't kind of really answer my question. Anyway, so I'm going to have a go at that at some point. So yes, that's the other thing I've done, is I've become a Specky Seamstress bias tape subscriber. And so Laura of the Specky Seamstress has just launched this idea that you have a subscription box, and she sends you a couple of meters of a special bias tape every month. So that's the one for the launch one. And then I got a little patch as well, which is very sweet. So if that's something that interests you, pop over to Laura, which is the Specky Seamstress, her site, and she has, like, you can do it as a gift subscription, you can do it over the year, and I think it was on a reduced rate at the moment, and I've just done for 3 months because obviously I haven't got any money coming in at the moment, so I have to be a little bit careful. So other news is that I won something. Well, just like a lucky dip thing. So the Sew Up Cycle 23, I'll put a link to my plans video there, and I made a few things, and actually it was the simplest thing, which was the dress refashioned into a t-shirt. I made the Carlisle top by Cashmerette, and that was the one that came out of the virtual hat, and I won the Riverlin ruffle dress by Isca Sews. So I shall put a picture of that. Now it has, so there's various versions of various lengths and a couple of neckline heights. So it kind of has a V that then has a height in between, and then you insert a ruffle into that. Now I'm not sure I'm going to be doing the ruffle, but we'll see. Never say never. But I quite like the look of it without the ruffling, so that may well occur. And I just had a quick look at the pattern, and it goes from sizes 6 to 34, so up to a 60-inch bust. She had, interestingly, got high bust, B bust and D bust cup sizes on, which kind of fills you with a bit of hope, because at least they've kind of had a thought about fitting. And the dimensions of the rectangular dress pieces are given, so you don't have to print out all those PDFs to get like a piece that makes a skirt piece. So I like her style, so we'll see how we get on with that one. I'm quite looking forward to Thursday and the knitting and stitching. I shall take my camera along. I was woeful last year. I got some stills and a little bit of footage. I just find it really hard to get all English, and I don't want to like film people without them saying it's all right and da 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 da. So I do want to go and see Generate, Jen Hogg, who I've spoken to a couple of times, and I'm hoping that I might bump into some other people that I know. I might be going for tea at a place called Mama Doreen's with Jen Legg and some of the kind of Northeast crew who are coming down. So if you don't know, I'm sure you all know Jen, but she has I'll link her Instagram down below, because she has an awesome Instagram. She's the jumpsuit queen, and she's not afraid of bold print, and she's got, really good style. So I'm looking forward to catching up with them and having a lovely time and looking at all the quite exhibits and things. So yes, I shall try and take you with me. So I think that's all from me. As usual, thanks to Jen for Friday Sews. Pop along and see the other people on the hashtag. This is actually going up on Saturday. Really sorry, but it's been one of those days when things have just got away from me slightly. And I hope you are well, and wherever you are in the world, you are finding time to rest and replenish and do some making if that's something that brings you joy. And I shall say bye-bye for now. God bless, and I'll see you soon.